Hello, my name is Mike Smith. I'm the president and founder of T&K Futures and Options Incorporated. And today's video is part two of a three-part series we're doing on stock options versus commodity options. But before we get started, let's go ahead and cover the risk. Futures and options investing carries significant risk of loss and is not suitable for some investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and you should only use risk capital for these types of investments. Okay, you probably have to have seen part one to understand what we're talking about here. But during part one, we were just showing the difference between selling a Microsoft call and crude oil $35 put is what it was. So in this case, we had someone that owned 100 shares of Microsoft, and let's say they were selling a covered call, and they were collecting $200 premium. And here's the point of this this video. It's just to show how closely you have to sell in order to get any sort of premium at all for your options that you're granted. So if you've ever sold options in the stock market, either covered calls or just selling for some sort of income in general, you realize that to collect $200, and let's say you're out 90 or 120 days, you're pretty close to the money to collect. You have to sell very close to the money in order to collect any decent premium at all. In this case, $200. So you realize that this is a very realistic level, how close you'd have to be. If Microsoft was right there, and you're selling a call and collecting $200, you're that close to the money, typically. So it doesn't take much for Microsoft to go up enough where you're actually in the money with the call that you sold. And that's what this means. That's my acronym there. It says, that means real close to the money. So the difference is when you sell a stock option, you're real close to the money. Now, over here, we're going to look at the commodity side of the equation. It says doodle. That means deep out of the money, another one of my acronyms. But this is a real live example, and again, you want to see part one to understand what this example was. But what it was, in a nutshell, is I sold $35 puts for my clients. Now the market was a little bit under $55. So I was able to sell approximately $20 out of the money, which in crude oil terms, it's a 1,000-barrel contract, so that's actually a little bit less than $20,000 out of the money. It's a big difference because over here with your Microsoft, you just had a little bump up in price and your option that you sold was in the money. But with the future side of the equation, crude oil would have to come way down here for those puts to be in the money. And there's a reason for this. This is a lot more leveraged asset. So it's leverage on leverage, because futures are leveraged and options on futures are leveraged. So it's kind of a double whammy as far as leverage go, and that's why you can actually get so much more premium being so much further away from the money in the future side of the equation than you can with the stock side of the equation. So I feel a lot safer and sleep a lot better at night knowing that crude oil would have to come down a lot in order for me to have those options I sold be in the money. This would drive me crazy. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. So that's it. Just wanted to show the difference because for whatever reason, either commodity options don't get enough press or maybe they're getting bad press. I don't know what it is, but people don't really understand that commodity options can be very helpful in a portfolio. You just got to understand them and know how to use them. A lot of people understand stock options. It gets talked about all the time. And I think that's why. But this might be something you want to look at if you're an investor, putting together a portfolio. Just consider it. If you're doing fine with stocks, stick with stocks. You might like it. You never know. So if you have any other questions, give me a call. You can find my contact information at tkfutures.com. I also wrote a book called The No-Nonsense Guide to Buying and Selling Options. It's all about commodity options. It's not about stock options, commodity options. But if you have any questions, want to learn some more, you might want to read that as well. But that's it for today. I hope you learned something and have a nice day. All right, bye-bye.